Good morning, guys. So today we are doing something a little bit light. We're not getting too crazy with it, but at the end of the day, it's just not something that you need, but maybe kind of want to have. All right, so I did buy an RR Racing intake for my IS 250. Now, the only reason why I bought the intake is a couple reasons, actually. It's because it goes well with the tune, and also that it's made out of carbon. And I needed something to dissipate heat very well, not just like your normal aluminum pipe or plastic piece. All right, so that's really the reason why I got this intake too, because I mean, it is kind of a little bit more of an upgrade than what I did have when it comes to heat dissipation. And I will be wrapping the bottom of it with some gold reflective tape. I don't know if it's gonna work or not, but we shall see. So to those out there that have cold air intakes and you're trying to run a tune, just keep in mind that you might get a check engine light. From what I was told from subscribers and followers, that sometimes if you have a cold air intake, especially like engine or AEM or whatever it is, you may throw a code because the tune is tuned with the RR Racing intake pipe itself. And they always tell you, do not remove your stock airbox. And I personally feel like you shouldn't remove your stock airbags, only because of the fact that, it is more efficient and does have that little snorkel in the front to give you that more of a ram air kind of vibe. But again, it's all up to you. And don't get me wrong, cold air intakes on fire. So if you guys do enjoy this content, don't forget to hit that like button and definitely subscribe. I appreciate you all. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you for all the support you've been giving me in the past months. All right, guys, so thank you so much. Again, let's just get into this video because I'm rambling at this point. All right, so I'll see y'all in a bit. Oh my God, it's hot outside. Alright guys, so this is what we're rocking with today. We got our instructions. I usually say we don't need that, but with RR Racing, I don't know, man. These guys be coming up with some crazy ideas. Alright, so now we got some very well made silicone, which is great. I kind of like the ones on mine, but I just might use the clamps on from my old one. And see how that goes. You have an oil breather, which will filter out all that nasty oil from the valve cover. And of course, the beauty itself is very well made intake tube. I'm probably gonna clean the inside of it and throw this on. So I'm also installing F Sport panel filters. Stock one is pretty skimpy, and I'll show you that as soon as we take this out. Let's take this off. I'm probably going to disconnect the battery, only because this mass airflow sensor, I don't want it to read any wrong readings. Not that it would, but just to be on the safe side, I guess. Put this out. Alright, so you see that little clip right there. Yeah, basically you squeeze it with a needle nose and it should pop right out. Alright, there we go. Let's take this off. Alright, so this is what you have to remove. Hopefully I don't F it up. And hopefully it just clips right out. But we'll see. Alright, so this is the difference I wanted to show between the two. This is your stock doo-doo looking air filter, and it looks like crap. This is the ones you pretty much get from like AutoZone and whatnot. Now, as you can tell, like there's not really that much space in between, and they could get clogged up pretty quick, as opposed to the F Sport one where you have a lot more larger valleys in between. for more airflow, and also just looks way better. And now again, I mean, there's probably not much of a difference between horsepower, but to have a high flowing air filter as opposed to these constricted ones, I would probably go with the high flow if you're running a tune or if you upgrade your intake piping. So alright, so right now we are going to take off this hose. This is the hose that you connect the oil filter air breather thing to, and it would kind of circulate all that nasty gunk and oil. Instead of going into your intake, it would go out the filter itself. So we'll get to doing that, and then we'll take off this whole piping. This is pretty much self-explanatory, so I'm just going to rush through it real quick. So I will not be running this vortex generator anymore. I don't really need the sound because my exhaust is so loud anyway that I can't hear a damn thing. So it's pretty much a good idea if you have a lot of exhaust to get rid of that anyway. So that's one less thing to deal with. Weight reduction. So me just being the curious person that I am, right? Check the size of that, and then check the size of this. Now, it looks a little funky, and it may not look the same size, right? I'll check this out. Damn. I was looking at Marty Motoring, and he said that basically his just popped out. And the reason why you cut this out is for more airflow. You really don't need that extra filtration. I mean, this is pretty dirty anyway, so I mean, let's cut it out and see. Alright boys, check it out. Nice clean cuts. Alright, I am going to take this little alcohol wipe thing and just wipe everything down, so that way I get all that little nasty shit or fibers that I couldn't get out. Alright, so before we go and install the intake tube, what I did was I taped it where I feel needs the most coverage for the gold wrap tape. The only reason I'm doing the gold wrap tape is just to keep the heat off it itself, so hopefully it works. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't, who knows. But it doesn't hurt to be put on the car itself. So hopefully, I would hate to stick something onto here, but you know what? If it's gonna protect this, I'm with it. So let's get that done. I never used it before, so hopefully it's not like sticky and nasty, but we shall see. So I want it to be neat. I hate to see gold wrap that's all like messed up and ugly looking. Look how insane this looks. Oh, I hope it really really reflects this heat, because if it doesn't, this is all a waste of time. But let's get this installed, because I'm down to my last battery, and we kind of got to get on the road because it's getting late. All right. Cut this hose. I would hate to do it, but you know what? It is what it is.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Not too bad. Alright. So, try to see if I can steal this. So this is the reducer that it comes with. Small side goes in here, and the big side, I assume, kind of fits his ass in here somewhere. Yeah. Alright. Check that out, boys. OEM Plus with the gold wrap. Kind of looks good. I mean, you don't really notice it, but I love the way that came out. That came out so sick. That's dope. That's crazy. Kind of died out first start. See what happens. Alright, boys, she's installed, she's good to go. I gave it about 10 minutes for it to run and just catch itself, because with these motors and these ECUs, I guess they learn when something new is put on the car. So the moment I started this car up, it died for some reason, which is weird, but I want to give it some gas. I want to see if it's going to shut off, and hopefully I still have that 7,200 RPM, and the ECU didn't like return back to normal somehow. So alright, guess she's good. Just wake up the whole neighborhood. Alright, listen guys, I'm gonna pack everything up. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna take it on the road, tell how it feels. And I mean, honestly, I think she's good, but we'll definitely see. We'll definitely find out. Throttle feels a lot lighter. But then again, I mean, I don't know what that means exactly, but now it does give you a nice little rumble. It gives you a nice little pull. It's to me, it's definitely worth it. With the tune and with the exhaust, it's hands down, it feels great. I love it. I feel like my car loves it too. Again, it's like one of those things where it does feel, the throttle does feel light, but again, it's not something to really brag about. It's not something that you need. It's not necessary, but does it feel a lot better? Yeah, it definitely does. Alright guys, so is it worth it at the end of the day? Yes, especially if you have the tune. If you want a nice little intake mod, it looks good, and the pipe is bigger. So if the pipe is bigger, that means there's more air to go through the system. If more air is going through the system, that means there's more fuel going through the system. If there's more fuel and air going through the system, that means there's more horsepower. So I definitely think it's a good buy for sure. So, you know, it's definitely something to think about if you really want to like do a little mild upgrade, and it's cheap. All right guys, so it's definitely a great buy. I 110% recommend it, and it's crazy to install, but I love the way that little crankcase filter came out. Mint. All right, so if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and definitely subscribe. Thank you guys for all the support. You guys are absolutely amazing, and I can't wait till the next video, which I don't even know what I'm gonna do yet. So, but I'll figure something out. All right, guys. Thank you again. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.